Hey guys, and welcome back. So I've had a lot of you ask for me to do the video on the Plum Paper Planner in the Kikki-K. So after a really busy week, I finally have some free time to make this video for you. I'm kind of going to do this a little bit of a mixture of my opinion on the Dark Cherry Kikki-K, my opinion on the Plum Paper Planner, and then kind of just to show you how I'm utilizing it. So I made this video once already and my memory card decided to act up. So cross our fingers and let's hope that I can get this one loaded for y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and go right in. I'm going to show you the punch that I use. I've seen a lot of people ask that question. And then I'm also going to give you my opinion on pens to use in the Plum Paper Planner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig in and see where we're at. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my opinion on the Plum Paper Planner and the Kikki-K mixture. As you can see, the tabs on the side, I left them the way they were. I did get my Plum Paper Planner uncoiled and unpunched, if you remember. So as you can see, you would have to move the tabs or something. They cut off right here where the band does, and the band kind of bends them a little bit. They do have some leeway, so it's not like it's ruining them, but they do stick out, and I don't like the way that looks, but I haven't had time to really dig in and get much else done on it. So that's that. As far as the Kikki-K goes, I feel like the color really grew on me. I was absolutely in love with it when I first received it, but I feel like as time has gone on, oh my goodness, she is a beauty, a absolute beauty. So I don't know. I've seen some people say that they didn't like the Dark Cherry, and I think that's really an opinion, but if you like pinks and purples and reds and kind of more of the girly colors, I really feel like you'd like this one. As far as the dark mint, it's more of a, I don't want to say a masculine one, but it's for someone who's not big on the girly colors. But again, maybe that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. So I'm going to start off with the punches. I've seen a lot of people asking on Facebook what punch everybody uses. I've seen some people say that they use just this basic, you know, single hole punch. I don't have the patience and I don't have the coordinations to make them all line up the same way. So to me, this would not work. A lot of people have used this and a lot of people have been successful with this. I just know that I wouldn't be. So I did some research and I've looked at all the punches that different people used. I've looked at everybody's opinion. I looked on Amazon for people's opinions and everything like that. And I came to the conclusion that I wanted to order a punch that everybody seemed to have a decent amount of luck with. So I ended up getting this punch from Amazon. It was $21 and I don't remember the specific name, but it was something around the lines of 6-hole punch and it had Japan in parentheses. I feel like this punch has worked amazing for me. I did my Kiki-K, I did my Plum Paper Planner, or I'm sorry, I did my Erin Condren and my Plum Paper Planner into the Kiki-K. Whew, that's a tongue twister if you say it fast enough. I've had no issues. I've used thin paper, thick paper, a little of everything, and I have had amazing luck with this. It was $21. So it wasn't as expensive as the Filofax is, and it's not as cheap as a lot of the other options, but it works, and that was what mattered to me the most. So let's go ahead and dig into the Kiki-K. I've left some of it kind of basic. I haven't had much time to work in it, as you can tell. So I didn't take this out. Don't ask me why. I just haven't had time to take it out, honestly. And I haven't put anything in the pockets. Literally, I've kept it pretty basic for now. I wanted to see how it worked for me outside of just the home binder system, because if I keep the planner in here, then I'm going to decorate this a lot more as in a planner. If I keep just my home system in here, then I'm probably going to keep the decorations to a minimum. I'm just going to do a little here and there. That's one reason why I haven't really messed with it a whole lot. But I've kept the front section my calendar. I did do a little bit of washi decoration because I know I'm not going to use the note section, and these are kind of your empty days. This is mainly for, you know, birthdays, holidays, when my kids are out of school, any meetings that I have, any doctor's appointments, you know, my husband's appointments. All I've done is my exam for school. I don't really have a lot of school stuff in this because I don't want that for this system. But I did this because I have to actually take this exam outside of my house. I do all of my schooling online, so that was something I had to remember. Again, you know, the paper's pretty thin. I'm sure that y'all will be able to see a little bit of shadowing on some of the darker inks. I didn't buy this system for, you know, expensive thick paper. I bought it because I really liked the folder. The paper to me was just a plus that it actually came with some paper. My next section is inspirations. This to me is just, you know, a section where I can put things that inspire us as a family. Maybe future recipes that I want to try. Right now, the only thing I have in here is this seal that goes on my diploma when I get my degree. So of course that's an inspiration to me because I want to finish my schooling next year. But I hopefully will be able to put some, you know, goals that we have. You know, maybe just something that inspires us to be better. My next section is my to-do section. I haven't done anything in there. I have my notes, you know, kind of just random things. I have a meal planning section. I'm trying to get back into meal planning. So I just made a printable and folded it for the month. Basically just meals that we have that I had planned out. So far it seems to be working okay. We'll see how it goes. Next section is my expenses section. I do have to say that I have moved this section into a different system. I moved it into an ARC system. So the first section I just have like bills due throughout the month, but I did make printables that I, of course, ended up not using. I don't really like it in here, so I think I'm probably going to remove this section and put something else here instead. It just didn't seem to work here, but I did make some printables for it, you know, just something random, just kind of trying out the paper. The next section is our favorites. This section is mainly going to be used for things that my kids want for Christmas or birthdays or, you know, holidays, things that I can buy them throughout the year, maybe stuff for my husband. Right now we have our favorite restaurants that have kids deals during the week, and then of course, you know, places that we didn't enjoy, just to kind of keep notes of it so that we don't try it again and know that we didn't enjoy it. Of course, the next section is the Plum Paper Planner. Now, before I go into this, I want to say that I did have my Erin Condren before I got my Plum Paper Planner. So some of my opinions may be a little biased. I'm going to try them to keep them as unbiased as possible, but still give my opinion without comparing it. It's a little hard because a lot of the things that I do like or dislike about this is in comparison to the Erin Condren. So I just want to put that out there though, just to start off so that you understand that where, you know, my opinion comes from and what I compare it to. So I didn't really use these sections. All I have mainly is just, you know, my family's birthdays, just to kind of see how the paper wrote, with some of my different pens. So I go into April and I haven't used this section. I'm not really sure what to use this for since it is a student planner. You know, I thought about listing monthly goals, but I don't really know. If you have any ideas, let me know what to use this for, because I'm honestly just at a complete loss of what I should use this note section for on the front and the back. On the monthly view, I just kind of used my Silhouette Cameo to print out some stickers for my assignments. Basically, I just put what assignments due each week in their specified color. I did use the birthdays. I know you probably can't see this on the camera, but I used a pen that, I mean, it's just my absolutely favorite pen, which is so weird. It is a Paper Mate Inkjoy 700 RT 1.0 milliliter pen. I want to say milliliter. I think it's meter. I could be wrong. I don't know. But this is one of my favorite pens. The reason why is because it writes so smooth. The ink comes out really easily. You don't have any skipping or anything with it. But if you could see right here, it smears in this planner. I've seen a lot of people talk about how this planner has such smooth paper. My opinion is there's some sort of film over the paper possibly, because a lot of the pens smear. If you like to use the Pilot G2 pens, they smear on the paper. I don't like to have smearing. So I've noticed that I can use the Paper Mate Inkjoy, the 300 RTs, which the pen just comes out a little, or the ink just comes out a little slower. I've noticed a lot of skipping with it, but I guess it works for what the intended use is. I kind of lose the colors from my schools. I have to kind of, make up for that, but it works. And it doesn't smear. So with this, basically, I just keep track of my schooling stuff. That's it. I go into the weekly, and one of the first things that I noticed when buying this planner was this section here. At the beginning and end of the month, you have the previous month's days on there, but they're in a light gray. So again, I'm going to try not to compare too much to the Erin Condren, but a lot of the people who have complained about this have noticed they had Erin Condrens, and with the Erin Condren, literally this would go into the next month. You don't have a repeat of these dates. In the Plum Paper Planner, you do have a repeat. So as you can see, at the end of May, or at the end of April, I'm sorry, you have the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd here in a light gray. When you go into May, you go straight in to there being the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th of April in it, and they're all dark, light gray, and then you go into the actual month. This is basically useless information or space. You can't use it. It's a waste of space. I've seen a lot of people complain about the Erin Condren, though, how they do it, where literally this is where it would be. They wouldn't have this page. It literally just goes right into the next month. A lot of people do not like that. So if you do not like that part of the Erin Condren, this would be a good option for you. Personally, I feel like it wastes a lot of paper, and that's just my opinion. But I did decide to kind of decorate with washi tape. I'm not a big decorator, but I wanted to see how it works. It sits well on the paper. You can't really see it through the other side too bad. I mean, it shadows a little bit. The main thing that I noticed with this paper when I was putting the washi tape on there, I used my ruler to kind of cut at the bottom. So I would put it down, use my ruler to pull it up, and it would stick to the paper. It's not repositionable paper. So the paper would rip. This is why I had to end up putting the border on, because the paper ripped at the bottom. So if you do a lot of decorating with washi, you have to be very careful with that not to rip your paper. Another thing that I noticed that I was kind of disappointed about was the stickers. As some of you remember, I bought extra stickers because I had seen that someone on another video post that they were matte stickers. I have an obsession with stickers, but they have to be matte stickers. I don't like glossy. These are extremely glossy. Extremely glossy. You can only use permanent marker pens on them. Otherwise, they will just smear off the page. If you don't let them dry, the permanent marker smears. So that just kind of shows you how glossy they are. Another thing that I noticed was that these stickers are just a tiny bit too big for the boxes. You will literally have to position them just perfectly for them to look okay. They cover both sides of the lines here. Some people that wouldn't bother, but it bothers me because, again, I'm very uncoordinated, and I will put them just a little bit left of the box, and then they stick over a little bit on the side. You probably can't see that in the you know, picture, the video, I can see it in person and it drives me insane. I'm not OCD about things being perfect or, you know, lining up perfectly, but I don't like when the sticker crosses over that line. It kind of just makes it look like they're too big for the planner. Again, it's a personal opinion. If it doesn't bother you, great, but that is something that did bother me. So the stickers to me are a no-go. If you like some of the, you know, more duller colors, they're not bright, they're not fun. You know, they are just dull. They're still very gorgeous colors though. But I mean, like I said, they're not bright, which I love bright because it catches my eye and it makes me realize something's due that day. On the side here, you can see that I wrote in just 4 of my classes. I finished my 5th class. So right now I'm only having 4. And then I did, you know, kind of a how I feel that day, the housework that I've done and what I spent. Again, I'm tying this in with my home planner, so I wanted to add those in there to take up that extra space. Do I feel like I'm utilizing that? Absolutely not, because as you can see, I haven't really used it. Mainly, I don't feel like this planner is probably for me. I feel like this planner would be really good for someone who's actually in college, that's on campus, because then you can write the different assignments each day when you go to class or whatever. I basically write when my assignments are due on the stickers, and then I write what I do each that day so that I can keep track that I am doing my assignments and I'm doing them, you know, in time. I don't feel like I'm utilizing all the space, because as you can see, I have a lot of empty space. Also, it would be good for someone in high school that has the 7 classes. I feel like for this planner, it's probably more for high school. I don't feel like it's really for college, but again, that could just be my personal opinion. I feel for high school, it would be really great because you have your daily assignments. You'd be able to actually utilize this planner, as I don't as an online student. I have a lot of stuff that I write each day with the lines I mentioned in my last video. I'm not big on lines. I feel like I'm confined to just those lines. And I noticed that she doesn't have an option to make these boxes without lines. So, of course, I feel like, as you can see in this one, I totally filled up this box. So, if I would have had another assignment due that day, I don't know where I would have been able to put it because it's just filled. So, I don't like the lines at all. Again, that is a personal preference. This is not, you know, how everybody's going to feel about it. Some people actually really like the lines. They like having a designated space to write. They like having it straight across, and that's fine. I like to write a little bit smaller, and I like to have more space. So for me, the lines don't work. If all the boxes were like this, where they didn't have lines, it would be awesome. Again, personal preference. On the side, I do like having this weekly list. I honestly really do, because I can write down what I need to do in every class in different colors, you know, for each class. And then I have my quizzes and my tests in each class. I love having this section. This was an amazing option for the student planner. I definitely utilize this. But do I feel it's worth for me buying again? Probably not. Just my opinion. Because I can put this in, you know, another planner and just be perfectly fine. So basically, this is how I have it set up. Do I feel like the Plum Paper Planner works great in the Kiki-K system? Yes. I have definitely noticed that for me, I don't like the spiral bound systems. One of the things that should have been a, you know, no-brainer is the fact that I don't like spiral bound notebooks. I prefer loose leaf paper to put into my binders. So to me, that should have been a no-brainer that I don't like the spiral bound planners. So, I mean, I like that Plum Paper Planner gives you the option to have it uncoiled and unpunched. I feel like that's a great option and it works amazing. And it's definitely worth trying out. If you have any, you know, thoughts of trying out this type of planner, I feel like you should go for it. I got the 6-month student planner just to kind of give it a try, and it was only $16. So it's not like I wasted a whole lot of money if I don't like it. So, but this is my personal opinions on the Plum Paper Planner, how I like it inside the Kiki K, and also how I like the Kiki K. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, let me know, because I am definitely open to suggestions on how to just fall in love with this planner. But other than that, I plan on doing another video very soon on another system that I have for planners. So until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.